So now our next presenter today would be uh, Harikumar. He's a second year student. Hari, are you ready?
Yeah. So myself Hari, and I would like to present about neural style transfer. So what it basically means is we get a style image and then take the style from it and like paste it over a normal image which we have to get these kind of images. First, we have a content image, or like we'll get the outline of our a result image from this. We pass it to already trained image classification model, and then we get the feature maps from it. So features maps basically represent the outlines in different directions for the map for the image. And then for the style representation, we get the style image and then collect the feature matrices from different layers. And then we construct what is called as a gram matrix. So gram matrix is basically calculated by the dot product of different feature matrices across different layers. And why we choose gram matrix instead of just a feature matrix like before? And the reason for that is, so let us consider these two images. One is actually the flipped image of the other one. So the content features changes because the outline of the image differs from both, but the style feature remains the same. So what we want is a notation of the image, which is irrespective of the positions. And that's what gram matrix exactly does. So for the flipped image, the difference between feature maps would be non-zero, but for the same, the difference between gram matrix would be very close to zero. So that's why we use gram matrix for style representation. And here I've defined few basic functions for tensor to image and loading an image. And I have loaded the content image for this example and then the style image. And VGG19 would be the model, image classification model we are using. And these are the content layers and style layers that I have defined. And what this function basically does is for we choose these as the style layers. So we give input as that, and then the style extractor basically is like extract the style features from the model, from the image. So then we calculate gram matrix, and here we have so as we have seen before, gram matrix is calculated using dot product between the feature maps. uh, in TensorFlow, we have an inbuilt function for this using tf.linalg.ainsum, where here I and j represent the height and width of the spatial dimension, and c and d represent the feature maps here. And then this function is to get the style and the content features from the image and then store it as a dictionary. And when we perform matrix multiplication, the value goes beyond 1. So we normalize it using this clip function. And then the style target is basically the uh, style features of the target image that we want, and content target is basically the content features of the target image we want. And we load the content image as our starting image to work with, and then we define the optimizer, that is Adam optimizer, and define style weight and content weight. So to calculate style loss, what we do is we calculate the difference between the gram matrix of the style image and the current image, calculate the difference between them, and then we square it. And then across all the spatial dimensions, that is height and width, and all the three different channels, we find its mean. And then we perform it for all the different style layers. And to calculate the content loss, it is exactly the same process as above, but instead of gram matrix, we use the feature maps there. So here is the example, like the formula that is being shown. And function to get the style loss and content loss, and we get the total loss from this. And for each step in the training image, we use gradient tape to record the operations. So what we do is, for each step, we check how the image is responding to a change in the pixel value and how the loss is being affected. So we calculate a gradient for it, and based on the gradient, we update the values of the pixel values of the image. So each time to calculate gradient, we have to go in backwards. So instead of that, we use a gradient tape function, which records the operations of the tensor variables which are defined inside the function. So in this case, we would be defining the feature maps of content and the style images. And then we calculate the gradient of loss with respect to image. It basically tells us when an image pixel value is changed, how much in magnitude the loss is being affected. So if there is more gradient, then it means for less change in pixel value, the loss is being affected large. So we either change less of those kind of pixels or we change the value of those pixels very lightly. That's what it basically means. And here I have defined the function. So let's see it in action. As you can see, as each step moves on, the map gets more and more closer to the original image that we want. So that's it. And the idea came from like the first idea of the neural strike transfer came from this research paper by Leon Agates and these guys. And what it basic in their implementation, instead of choose here for the model, the first image that we set as the base was the content image we originally had, the lion's image. But what they have done is they first minimize they take a Gaussian noise image and then minimize it over the content image separately, and then minimize the Gaussian noise image over the paint image or the style image separately, and then define a total function which has these value. What it does is it gives a more free flowing pattern instead of this rigid structures here and there, because here we have already set the base as the content feature, but it is computationally more expensive. And then one more thing is they have used LBFGS algorithm as the optimizer instead of Adam. What Adam can do in 1,000 iterations, LBFGS can do in few hundred, but again, it would take so much of video memory in your GPU. And here are some examples of the same. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much, Hari. That was very interesting seeing it morph as the session went on. That was very cool. Thank you so much. I guess that'll be it for this workshop. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Thank you so much, Akhil and Hari. This was a great session. Thank you.